Welcome to the Workplace Wellbeing Essential Series. I'm Mari Ryan. I'm the CEO and founder of Advancing Wellness. It's my pleasure to welcome you today to this expert interview where we explore topics that impact employee well-being. My guest today is Star Dargin. Star has been inspiring and changing lives for decades. Star has been coaching and teaching since the year 2000. And prior to that, she had an 18-year career in the corporate world, starting as a software engineer and then quickly being promoted to director of engineering. Star is a highly interactive, nationally recognized presenter, coach, and workshop leader, specializing in building strong, successful, and grateful leaders who lead from the middle of businesses. Whether she's delivering a keynote speech or a workshop, her straightforward, common sense approach always yields positive results. Welcome, Star.
Welcome, Mari. What a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much.
It's all about you, so it's just so exciting to have you here. And I just want to mention your book as well. Congratulations on your new book, Leading with Gratitude. And that's our topic for today, is gratitude. So gratitude falls into generally into two categories that we use within the area of well-being. And when we're talking about this in the workplace, one is around connection and the other is around community. So I'm wondering if you can just define gratitude for us so we have a level set on what gratitude is.
Absolutely. Thank you. Connection and community. I love that flavor to it. So my focus is gratitude in the workplace. It's gratitude for leaders in business. And in the title is the word engagement. Okay. So I may use the word engagement, connection, kind of the same, a little bit different. I'll start with the definition and see if it matches what you might say. Gratitude is a feeling of being appreciation. Does that make sense? Something as simple as that?
Yeah, make perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah, feeling appreciated. I defined 3 levels of gratitude. What is and what is not gratitude. Is it okay to talk about that?
Sure. Absolutely. Let's explore it.
The 3 levels of thank you is what I call it. You know, the first level of thank you is, it might have been something that your parents taught you. What do your parents say? Say please and thank you. Grandma gives you a really ugly sweater. What do you say? Thank you.
Thank you, Grandma.
Exactly. Not gratitude. It's sort of a culturally instilled form of kind of quasi-gratitude, but not really. The second form of what I call gratitude or thank you is when somebody gives you something and something's expected in return. Well, thank you for paying me my salary. Thank you for doing the work. Sort of, we call it in organizations, you've probably heard of this, organizational currency, reciprocity. Not gratitude. So the third level, which I call gratitude, because it's a little bit different definition to play back with that, is when you give something from a place of gratitude, of feeling good, appreciation, and you don't expect anything back. Yeah, so I think that's the important distinction that I would add to the definition. Feeling of appreciation, and from that place, giving without expecting something back. So what does that do for community and connection? Giving without expecting something back. It creates this whole positive place. Giving without getting something back. Pay it forward, if you were.
Yeah, I really like that. Wow, that's really great. So as we think about gratitude, I think sometimes people think about this in relationship to the workplace, and they think, you know, this is one of these touchy-feely, woo-woo kinds of things. But in reality, is there science behind gratitude?
You've hit my nerve.
Oh, all right.
So stop me if I go too far, okay? A good nerve. It's sort of the thing.
Not a painful nerve.
Oh, well, call it passion, is that bottom line. Gratitude belongs in the workplace. And from time and time again, from the science, from the stories, we can prove that it belongs there. You know, cold, hard science. When I first started looking at gratitude and doing the research for my book, I got overwhelmed. You know, I literally looked at every research. There's tons of science that shows how gratitude is great for the individual. It helps people heal better. Depression is less. People feel better. It's just incredible from a personal. But then let's bring it to business. Wow. So there's 2 types of sciences, and stop me if I'm ranting and going too far. Okay. So there's social sciences, right? Experiments with people. And then there's a type where we put, LEDs and draw blood and measure chemicals in the blood, neuroscience. So you can measure gratitude in science using neuroscience, chemicals and blood, or we can do it with social science. So simple social science is if, for example, a waitress gives an authentic, and it has to be authentic because we can kind of read if someone's not really grateful, authentic appreciation shows them to the people. Guess how much more money they'll get back in a tip? Authentic gratitude to our clients. Any guesses?
No.
23% more.
23% more. Wow.
Yes. So think about that in the workplace. There's a direct correlation there. If you authentically appreciate the people around you, do you get a 23% better tip? What does that translate to in the workplace?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So there's that whole class of great, the other one I like for leaders in the workplace is, this was a study in the UK where they took two groups of people. And they said, one group of people just said, here, do step A, step B, step C, and you're going to go play a game. Okay. Very straightforward, really clear. The second group, they said, oh, we're so glad you're here. We appreciate the time. You guys are great for doing this. And they really up to the gratitude in the environment, right? Two groups playing the same games. Guess which group won every time?
The gratitude group.
Of course. And the reason being is because they took more risk. They were happy. They took risks. They didn't worry about taking risks because things are good, right? So I can go on and on the social science forever. Tons of great, cool experiments. They don't always translate directly to work, tips and playing games, but we can make them tie really well. And then the second side, neuroscience, which I think is at the beginning in terms of studying gratitude, because it's kind of an intangible, fluffy word. I get it. I even have something called the 5 myths of gratitude I'm going to bust for you. It belongs in work, and we can show, I can go on and on, but the simple thing, the simple one is gratitude is contagious. So if I yawn, you might yawn. Now I'm thinking of yawning. If I'm grateful, it's contagious for the people around the room. And we can actually show that when we hook up those little, those things you see on people's head when they measure that, the different parts of the brain that light up. Good.
I'm really excited that there's good science behind this, because I think it's really important in the workplace to be able to help people understand that, there is research, there is science that shows the benefits of this. Yeah. So what does it take to create a culture of gratitude in the workplace?
Well, it depends. Where are you starting from? What's your baseline, Yeah, because I work with so many companies, and some are starting like way down here and others up here. So it really does start with the senior leadership. Are they grateful? Do their behaviors, do their words, is it in their mission statement? Is it in their vision? Do they reward? Do they, I work with one company, they do engagement surveys. And there are pros and cons to that, so I'm not necessarily suggesting that. So it depends where you start. Starts at the top. And if it can't start at the top, it really starts with the individual. It's the individual because it's contagious. We know gratitude is contagious. We know that. So imagine if there's 3 people on a team and 2 are grateful, running from a place of gratitude, and the other one isn't. It may rub off, or it may not, or the person may leave. Who knows? So great if it starts from the top. If not, you can start where you are. That's the great thing about it. Start wherever you are. Yeah. It is, I do have a bunch of suggestions too. I'm trying to think about all the suggestions, and I have like a 12 ways that you can do gratitude in business. Like at the end, for example, here's another person I interviewed for the book, Dr. Mary. Love Dr. Mary. Nicest, sweetest person. But she deals in pain. She's a chiropractor. I know. And she and her team, she believes gratitude has helped her in business because she has no turnover in her office. Wow. What she does and how she's built the practice of gratitude and the culture is every day, at the end of the day, she'll get the whole team together. So, well, what are we grateful for today? What went well? What do we need to do better? So it's a real practical thing that she was able to do and bring it into her workplace.
So it sounds like we could spend hours just
totally
exploring this topic that we're both passionate about.
Yes.
I'm just anything else you'd like to add for our audience to hear today?
Yeah, I think the only one thing I thought of when you talked about the definition that I wish I had said, so I'll add it now, is that gratitude can exist when things are difficult and complex. Pain and difficulty and gratitude. It's not we're all grateful and happy. That's one of the myths I try to bust. It's like, you know what? The worst of circumstances can happen. Our clients don't like us. They're leaving, this or that, and we can be grateful. So that they're not mutually exclusive ideas. It's something you can pull out and use anytime and still own the hard, the yucky, the difficult, the complex, the stressful. Yeah.
Great. I love it. That's
Yeah.
great.
So I think that's an important point, especially for businesses.
I think it's very important, and you're right, especially for businesses.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious in terms of the work that you do. It sounds like you've got a lot of great tools and approaches that you use. How can our audience find out more about the work that you do?
Sure, absolutely. So my focus is middle managers in business, practical stuff. I am a certified coach, and I have a bunch of other coaches that work for me. So Star Leadership is the name of the company, and Star Leadership has been in business for since 2000, for quite a while. And the website is of the same name. It's www.starleadership.com. So that's where you can learn about our coaching and speaking, what I do, the speaking and the coaching.
Wonderful.
On the
Well,
book.
that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
And your book. So thank you again. This was just a delightful
you.
conversation, and I'm grateful for the interactions that we've had, and I know that we will continue to have. Thanks, Star, for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mari. It's been a pleasure. All my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.